When we started this interview, we were talking about the Easter message and the powerful symbol of the cross. Jordan, when you look at the cross today, what does that symbol mean to you?
It's the point where everything comes together. That's what the cross means. It's the agony of life. That's what it is. It's the agony of life. And with God's grace, you might say, the triumph of life in the face of mortality, in the face of agony, in the face of malevolence. That's what it is. That's not a matter of... We're very confused about what faith is in the modern world. We think that faith is your assent, your verbal assent to a collection of descriptive statements. That's perhaps an element of faith, it's like the paint on a very thick wall. It's an element of faith, but the faith itself is, what would you say? It's the willingness to presume that being and becoming is good despite tragedy and malevolence. Right, so that's a high calling to be required to make that faith manifest. But from the psychological perspective, and again, speaking strictly psychologically, we know that voluntary confrontation with what disturbs and blocks you is the universal pathway forward. That's indisputable. And so the limit case of that, the crucifix is the limit case of that. Now, what does that mean metaphysically? No one can say that. No one has an answer to that, because no human being is capable of understanding even the significance of any moment, much less their entire life, much less the life of mankind. What role do we play in the cosmic order? No one knows that answer to that.
Is it futile to pursue it because it's just something we could never, even in our wildest dreams, comprehend?
No. It's the essence of all pursuits. Like Jacob's ladder, you're called upon to climb Jacob's ladder, right? And it spirals infinitely upward. Well, to where? Well, infinitely upward isn't a place, it's a direction, right? Heaven is a place that's perfect, that's getting better at the same time. Does it end? No. The abyss of hell is bottomless, right? The call of up is endless. And so anything that attracts here's a way of thinking about it. Anything that attracts your attention is a portal to the divine. And you'll pursue that thing that attracts your attention, that's your calling. And then it'll transmute, and you'll find yourself oriented in another direction. The spirit that remains constant through all the transformations of your calling, that's the divine. That's what the divine is. And it's ineffable because it can't be fully revealed. It's unlikely to be fully revealed in the course of your existence, but it calls you forward continually. That's what the burning bush is in the story of Moses. And it shows itself in different places for different people. What you're interested in, what calls you, isn't going to be exactly the same as what I'm interested in. There's some things that are more universal in their calling. Beauty is a universal calling, right? And what's behind it? These are definitions in some ways. What unites all things beautiful is the divine. That's a good way of thinking about it. Is it real? Well, it depends on what you mean by real. It's more real than beauty. Is beauty real? Well, it's a strange question, isn't it? Because beauty obviously has a subjective element.